A bit more on no forever war, an important theme. Joining us now is Newt Gingrich, former House Speaker, Fox News contributor, and author of Trump's Triumphs, great friend and mentor. Newt, I'm reading your piece. Actually, I'm reading it in the New York Sun. War fighting versus war winning. Trump's emerging decision on whether to intervene in Iran. One of the themes of your piece is no forever war, no boots on the ground. Can you tell us more, Newt?
Sure. Anybody who has ever read Sun Tzu's The Art of War, written about 500 BC, probably the classic book on how to manage generals and admirals and win wars, Sun Tzu says there are no good long wars. He also says the greatest of all generals win bloodless victories, meaning you use psychology, deceit, bribery, maneuver to defeat your enemy rather than just get involved in long attrition campaigns. The president has an opportunity, partially created by Bibi Netanyahu, partially created by the degree to which the Ayatollah has been isolated from the people of Iran, where we now estimate 80% of the Iranians oppose the dictatorship. And there's an opportunity here to have sort of a dual decapitation strike. One, to break the back of the missile and nuclear programs, and two, to destroy the Revolutionary Guard so that the regular army and the people of Iran can take their country back. In the long run, you have to have a change in the regime if you're going to be safe. Otherwise, they'll just go back and start rebuilding. We'll be back in the same fight 10 years from now. So the president has a chance to truly be historic in fundamentally changing the Middle East, and as you pointed out earlier, in the process to, I think, send a decisive signal to both Putin and Xi Jinping that the United States is the dominant power on the planet and that we are prepared to do what it takes to ensure that our values survive.
If we destroy, if the United States comes in and or with Israel or however this plays out, but if the nuclearization, all the enrichment is destroyed, if the missiles and the ICBMs are destroyed, do you think the regime just crumbles, this malocracy peace police state that's been governing for almost 50 years? Does it just crumble? How does this work?
Well, I think it gets dramatically weaker, but I would hope as they finish the job on the missiles and the nuclear capability, that the Israelis will turn and just start knocking out every single headquarters of the Revolutionary Guard and degrade it and communicate to the regular army you have two futures. You can decide to side with the people of Iran, in which case we're not going to wipe you out, or you can side with the dictatorship, in which case we'll get to you right after the Revolutionary Guard. I don't think the Israelis should give up until they have destroyed the regime. And I really think if you look at what Trump's saying now, unconditional surrender, this regime, if they surrender unconditionally, they're gone. And that's exactly what our goal has to be.
Well, that's it. The unconditional surrender is a really important marker, as you know. Historically, it's an important marker, and I'm very glad Trump said that. Basically, do you think that Mr. Trump will come in with additional assistance, Newt, at this point?
I think that he will do what he thinks is the most effective thing for the United States. I explicitly believe he knows more than I do about this. He has much better information. My guess is that he will apply a level of power necessary to ensure victory, but do so in a very carefully calculated way.
Yeah, I agree. Amen. Thank you, Newt Gingrich.